A new bill recently introduced to help protect the money of Social Security beneficiaries. I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so, or if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day with all of the latest details, as information is changing very rapidly right now, especially as we continue to see all of these new packages, proposals, announcements, amendments, bills, and everything else that continues to pop up. But don't worry, I'm doing all the research on your behalf, and I distill it all down into these short videos so that you can stay tuned with everything going on, as it's all going to impact us to some degree, and we need to know what's going on out there right now. Also, make sure to stay tuned, as my wife Corey will be back here in just a couple minutes with the new updates and shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of this community. And remember, that list of shoutouts is changing in every single video. So stay tuned for that, and let's get right into this. All right, so I do want to talk about something really quickly here. I had that video out just a few hours ago talking about payment dates for Social Security beneficiaries, including retirement, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and all of these beneficiaries. Now, this is a very confusing topic. I'm not really sure why, but I wanted to lay it out in that video a little bit earlier today, and I hope that explained it. And based on my comments that I've been seeing on that video, it looks like a lot of you are very grateful for that information and had a lot of really nice comments, so thank you so much for all of that. However, I did have a couple questions, and I just want to make it very clear here really quickly. Whatever date you're typically receiving your Social Security benefit on, that's the date in which you're going to continue receiving your benefit. So if you feel like you're going to get a benefit payment date change, for the most part, it's not going to change, okay? So whatever date you've always received your benefit on, whether it's the first or the third or the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, the fourth Wednesday, whenever you receive your payments, that's when you're historically going to continue receiving your benefit. Unless, as I mentioned in that video, unless for some reason your situation changed, which you would know about that. If your situation changed and maybe they're changing your payment date, but again, you would know about all of that because you most likely communicated with Social Security. But for the vast majority of you, like 99.99% of you, it's not going to change, okay? So all is well. If you happen to see that video from earlier, I wanted to lay that out because there's been a lot of questions about it and a lot of dates being thrown around, and I wanted to clarify that in that last video earlier today. So if you didn't see that one, feel free to check it out. It was from this morning. You can see that video. Otherwise, for the vast majority of you, don't worry. Your payment dates are going to remain the exact same as they always have. Whether it's the first of the month, the third, whenever it happens to be, don't worry about it. For the most part, you're going to get your benefit as you always have, no changes, okay? So no need to call Social Security. They're not going to have any more information for you. And the difference here is you don't need to sit on hold with me. You can just click the button and watch the videos right here. You don't need to sit on hold for an hour or 3 hours waiting for a Social Security representative, right? So one of the benefits of watching the videos here versus calling the SSA where you have to sit on hold forever to talk to somebody. I think all of us have been there, right? Yeah, we could all tell our own personal stories about what we did while sitting on hold with Social Security or the IRS or whoever we called, right? It's always a very long wait, unless you're one of the lucky ones who maybe gets in the front of the line, but that's not very often, at least not with my luck anyway. I certainly have not been that person when I've called. But anyway, sorry, I digress, but hope that explains it. And again, thanks for all the nice comments on the video. It sounds like it made a lot of sense and hopefully cleared up some confusion. So thank you so much. Let's get into it right now. All right, so this new bill was just introduced, and it's introduced to help protect Social Security beneficiaries and the money and benefits they're receiving. Now, this is something that we also saw a lot over the last couple years here when we saw all of these stimulus checks being distributed. Remember, the $1,200 in early 2020, the $600 in the end of 2020, the $1,400 in the beginning of 2021, and all of these payments going forward, as well as your regular monthly benefit. A lot of good information going on, and we've seen a lot of money being distributed to these beneficiaries. Although, let's be real, more would be better and more is definitely necessary. But with all of these payments going out, we now have this new bill that was just introduced, and it is called the Seniors Guardianship Social Security Protection Act. I know, long name, right? But this was actually this was actually introduced to help protect the money and the benefits going out to all of these beneficiaries. In fact, I'm going to bring my wife in, Corey, and she's going to read an article to you. It's actually very short. It does not take that long for her to read this, and I want to bring her in to read this for you, because here's the deal. If I try to explain this to you, I can explain it so far, but the deal is, it's actually pretty confusing. And I want to bring Corey in to read this article as it's written in such a way that probably makes it a little bit easier to understand, but I can explain it to you a little bit. So essentially what this bill does is it's going to help these beneficiaries. Like I said, Social Security beneficiaries, there's about 65 to 70 million beneficiaries across all of these fixed income, and it would help protect all of these. Like I said, the Senior Guardianship Social Security Protection Act is the name of this bill. And this was actually just introduced a short time ago by somebody out of Congress. So anyway, it's to help protect the monies that you're receiving, and in the event that you maybe have a representative payee, I know that a lot of you in this community have a representative payee. If that's the case, it's to help protect you and your money that you're receiving on a monthly basis from your monthly benefits. So some pretty good stuff here, and I want to share this with you. So I'm not really going to get into it. Let's just leave it there for now, but let me bring Corey in and let her read this article to you. I think this will wrap it up. There's really no need for me to get into a bunch of details, simply because realistically, I might just make it confusing. I think this article should lay it out very clearly here. It does not take that long, only about a minute and a half or so for her to read this for you, and then she will come back for that list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of this community, so stay tuned for that as well. But this is just another bill that's being introduced right now to help out, once again, seniors, because let's be real, there's a lot going on out there right now, and unfortunately, there's people that are trying to take advantage of seniors, the elderly, people with disabilities, and that is a really unfortunate, sad situation. But unfortunately, over the last couple years here, since we've seen these benefits going out, as well as stimulus checks, the $1,400, the $600, and the $1,200, unfortunately, we've seen this happen more and more times going forward, and which is why this one lawmaker is actually coming forward introducing this new bill, which we want to talk about right here. Now, again, just like so many other bills, so many other proposals, it's hanging around in the wings right now, and we're waiting for something to actually be passed. Now, again, this would be more of a protection bill versus something to actually distribute money to us, which it sure would be nice to get something like that right now too. But at the same time, just like so many people say, not only do you need to get money, as in earn money or gather money, but at the same time, it's also very important to protect the money that you have, right? So you hear that all the time. So with that being said, let's bring Corey in right now. She will read this to you, and I think this should sum it up. Leave your questions and comments down below. If I need to come back and make a follow-up on this and elaborate a little bit further, I can absolutely do that. But let's just start here with this article, and then leave your comments or questions down below. Let me know if I can do anything to help clear this up a little bit more for you, and I can absolutely do that. But otherwise, stay tuned. Corey will read this here for you. It only takes a couple minutes, and then she will come back right afterward with that new list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of this community. And remember, those are right out of the fan club. If you're interested in checking out the fan club, it's totally optional. There's a link down below in the description. Otherwise, at the top of the comments section, you can check it out there as well. And you can join the fan club if you'd like, and you can be added to the list of shoutouts in our videos right here every single day. All of our videos have a link, or not a link, I'm sorry. At the end of the videos, we put in the list of shoutouts, and those names are pulled right out of the fan club, and it's changing every single video, so stay tuned for that as well. Also, be sure to subscribe down below, totally free to do so, and share this video with your friends, family, social media, and feel free to go back and check out any of the other 2,000 plus videos right here on the channel. So with that being said, Corey, take it away, and I'll catch you again later in the next video, and let me know your feedback on this new article and this bill, and let me know if you need me to elaborate a little bit further. All right, Corey, it's all you. I'll catch you again later. Corey, take it away.
Social Security. New bill would protect seniors from guardianship fraud by Georgina Tenensos. For those who prey on vulnerable seniors by acting as their guardians and using them for their money, a new bill has been proposed that would make fraud a lot harder to execute. A state court appoints an individual as a guardian when a senior citizen or person with a disability is unable to manage their own care and/or personal affairs. The guardian is also commonly appointed as a representative payee by the Social Security Administration. This means that the guardian receives and manages the Social Security benefits of the person for whom they have been appointed guardian. The current system has few safeguards to protect seniors against exploitation by the individual appointed to oversee the senior's cares. Theoretically, a state court could remove a guardian for abuse, fraud, and neglect, but the same person could still receive and spend Social Security checks meant for the person they were appointed to care for, the Hill reported. Now, a new piece of legislation is being brought forth to help avoid this. The Senior Guardianship Social Security Protection Act would add an extra layer of protection to help avoid fraud and establish a direct line of communication between courts and the SSA. In the event a court has cause to remove a guardian, it would have to notify the SSA so that the SSA could also remove the individual as a representative payee. Further, the bill mandates that the SSA report to Congress every 2 years on the number of Social Security payments being delivered to non-family representative payees. Currently, there is no clear understanding of how many payments are being made to guardian payees versus actual seniors, which makes oversight difficult. Today's shoutouts are Patricia Danko, Kathleen Ingram, Lori M., Rebecca Quinn, Richard Beechler, Ayana Jarvis, and Chris Misses. Thank you for being in the fan club.